The United States Foreign Policy, Retaliation, and Blowback. I made this film. WMD, Weapon of Mass Destruction, Nuclear or Biological. The Graham Talent WMD Commission formed after 9/11. A lot of heavy people, senators and government leaders, were on the commission, and they worked together with the CIA, and their findings were that a WMD event will happen before the end of 2013, most likely an American city, with New York City topping the list. I live in New York. This is Times Square. I shot this video. $10 million people call it home. Don't forget New Jersey, okay? 10 million people. People will say that I'm mixing politics with false flag scare scenarios. And I talk about Ron Paul because Ron Paul talks about foreign policy and blowback more than anyone. And the WMD threat solution is to be found with Ron Paul. Come to New York City. Ask 100 moms if they know that the CIA has predicted a WMD event will happen more likely than not. Have any of these people told them? According to the CIA, and when I say according to the CIA, how about these two guys? Michael Scheuer, who was head of the Bin Laden unit, and the guy on the right is Ray MGovern, 27 years CIA veteran. Both of these guys say the solution is to be found with Ron Paul for the WMD threat. Now, the media is not going to help. I called Paul Brown, the NYPD Deputy Commissioner, and I said to him, the people of New York, the families, moms, have no idea. And he said, you're probably right. You're probably right about that.
What if occupying countries like Iraq and Afghanistan and bombing Pakistan is directly related to the hatred directed toward us?
One nuclear weapon exploded in one city.
It was our conclusion, based on 250 interviews with academics, scientists, intelligence, military and political officials, that it is more likely than not that a weapon of mass destruction will be used someplace in the world prior to the end of the year 2013.
We gave the year 2013. It is more likely than not, it is probable that there will be a successful WMD attack against a city. Some of the reports initially indicated in the United States, and certainly American cities would be on the target list.
Be it New York, be it New York, be it New York.
It won't be long. That's for sure. Unless we get Ron Paul elected president of the United States and stop this police state and restore our civil liberties and our freedoms. Ron Paul is the only one who will do it. He's the only one interested in saving the Constitution. And he's for 12 terms in Congress and for all these years and decades, Dr. Paul has consistently said, I will vote the Constitution, and he will vote what he has promised. And he has always kept his promise.
Yeah, I think people who don't serve when they could and they get 3 or 4 or even 5 deferments aren't. They have no right to send our kids off to war and not be even against the wars that we have. I'm trying to stop the wars, but at least, I went when they called me up. But you know, the veterans problem is a big one. We have hundreds of thousands coming back from these wars that were undeclared, they were unnecessary, they haven't been won, they're unwinnable. We have hundreds of thousands looking for care, and we have an epidemic of suicide coming back. And so many have. I mean, if you add up all the contractors and all the wars going on in Afghanistan and Iraq, we've lost 8,500 Americans and severe injuries over 40,000. And these are undeclared wars. I talk about the Constitution. Constitution has rules, and I don't like it when we send our kids off to fight these wars, and when those individuals didn't go themselves, and then come up and when they're asked, they say, oh, I don't think I could, one person could have made a difference. I have a pet peeve that annoys me to a great deal, because when I see these young men coming back, my heart weeps for them.
And we're not asking Dr. Paul, we're drafting Dr. Paul by having a nationwide write-in vote for Dr. Paul. So we'll hope to see people lining up at the voting booths in November holding pens in their hands. They'll be holding pens in their hands, and the states will be required to have a paper ballot with a blank space for president where you can neatly write in Ron Paul. And that's how we're going to get Dr. Paul elected president, so we can save our nation.